Welcome to this demonstration of Power Virtual Agents with live chat. In this demonstration, I'm going to show you how a Power Virtual Agent can assist users. We're going to then show a scenario where we hand off to a live chat operator. I'm also going to show you how we do the authoring of the conversations that Power Virtual Agents have, and round out with analytics available in the platform. Okay, let's have a look at how Power Virtual Agent and live chat can be deployed to your website to enable customers to self-serve and get answers that they need. First up, the chat widget is deployed to a website. When the user initiates a conversation, the pool of agents is checked. The first agent in this example to be served up is the Power Virtual Agent. So initially, the user is talking to the computer. In this example, the Power Virtual Agent is executing a workflow to go and retrieve the latest information to provide the answer needed. Now, as the conversation gets more complex, the Power Virtual Agent is able to take the user through a series of guided questions based on their response, direct them to the correct information for their situation. The users in the chat can reply by typing, or they can click on the prompts that are provided. So at the end of this demonstration, the Power Virtual Agent has managed to serve the end user and provide all the information they needed. They can choose to close the chat and download a copy of the transcript or have it emailed to them. But what if the Power Virtual Agent doesn't have all the topics and information that it needs to provide the answer? Let's now look at how we can handle a handoff from the Power Virtual Agent to a live chat operator, a human behind the scenes who can provide the customer service as needed. But let's look at an example where the Power Virtual Agent doesn't have all the information necessary to serve the customer. In those situations, we need to escalate and hand over to a live chat operator, a human on the other side who's actually able to then handle the inquiry. Initially, the Power Virtual Agent attempts to address the query, but it doesn't work for this person. So behind the scenes, in Dynamics 365 Omni-Channel for customer service, Lucy is sitting waiting to take live chat requests and provide information to customers. She gets prompted that there's a new chat request coming in. She can accept or reject the chat. When she accepts it, she gets a conversation that's been handed over, and she can see the full history that the person has had in the conversation with the Power Virtual Agent. At the top, she can also see that she can see a sentiment that's happening and is updated in real time. She's able to access quick replies, which are templated responses that fill in information and allow it to be more efficient. On the left here, you can see that she can have a number of chats on the go at once. Lucy is new to the team and doesn't have all the background information and domain knowledge, so she needs to consult with somebody else in her team. What she's able to do is call on another person in the team and ask them questions and find out how she can best serve this inquiry. Craig, the supervisor, is able to accept the request for a consultation and have an internal conversation with Lucy to provide her the information and guide and coach her so that she can handle this inquiry. Lucy switches to the knowledge article search, and now she's able to find information that's been prepared and available for use internally to help provide customers with answers. And so you can see that the sentiment for this conversation ends up in the positive. Let's go now behind the scenes and have a look at how the Power Virtual Agent conversations have been authored. These are grouped together in topics. Topics are a series of trigger responses and then the actual logic behind that conversation that you want the users to have. So if we look at the example here of the surgical mask conversation, you can see that there's a series of different trigger phrases that might lead the user into this topic. Now, the user doesn't have to type these perfectly. The natural language processing will allow for some adjustments to this. Let's now go and have a look at the authoring canvas. The authoring canvas allows you to visually see the logic behind the conversation and how it's going to flow. As you can see at the top, here are our trigger phrases that lead us to the start of the conversation. The initial message has been provided by the Power Virtual Agent. And then we get down into the question and answer. You can see here then that conditional logic is used to direct users depending on the answers that they provided. If we wanted to add further bits to this conversation, we would just simply click on this, and then we could ask another question. We could add some conditional logic. We could call an action or a workflow, like we saw in the first example. We could show another message. We could transfer to another topic, or we could end the conversation at this point with a survey, or transfer them to a live agent if that option was deployed. It's important for the subject matter experts who can author these conversations to be able to test the virtual agent before deploying it. As you can see here, there is a test bot built into the authoring canvas. Let's run through a test. As we go through and execute this test, the different areas of the conversation light up. And so this helps you trace the logic associated with this conversation to ensure that it's all working as you'd expect. In addition to the rich authoring canvas that allows subject matter experts to visually deploy the logic of the conversation of that topic, we also have analytics built in. These are turned on from day one. You don't need to do anything additional to deploy them. They provide a rich overview of the number of sessions that your virtual agent has had, as well as the engagement rate, the escalation rate, or the abandonment rate of different conversation topics. It'll let you know what conversations people are having and which topics are leading to positive customer satisfaction or negative customer satisfaction. This in turn allows you to drive improvements in those topics or deploy additional topics if people are asking questions that your Power Virtual Agent is not equipped to handle yet. Power Virtual Agents can be deployed to a number of different channels, including websites as we saw, or as a Facebook Messenger bot, inside Microsoft Teams, in custom mobile apps, via email and other apps as necessary. So to recap and review what we've seen here today, I've shown you how a Power Virtual Agent can be deployed to provide self-service scenarios. We've shown how we can do a handoff to a live chat operator. We've had a look at how the conversations and topics are authored visually. And we've also examined the rich analytics and metrics available in the platform. Thanks for watching.